Well, in that time, Brackens had the opportunity. The Red Raider fans don't like that. DeWaylen had beat him up the first time they do that. But DeWaylen, he's a guy to watch tonight for the Red Raiders because he has not been working out because of a very sore right foot. He plays in the games, but he just cannot work out to get ready.
And it's Gilstrap from way outside that tries to start things out here tonight. Singletary with the rebound. Red Raiders with about as tall a lineup, I guess, as they could go with. They could bring in Lewandowski, and that'd be just about it, I think.
Well, you're right. I mean, Robert about an inch taller than Darko, but you've got your big long arm guys on the floor, and that's what Pat Knight likes.
Singletary trying to fight inside, but the rebound back to Iowa State. So each team has had a chance to take a trip down the floor and see what the other does. Reese with the long arms.
Pat Knight early because he deflects that ball away. Garrett fouls trying to go after the basketball. You get a foul on the point guard and you get a turnover.
So that's good news on both counts for the Red Raiders at least. Still looking for the first bucket, and it's Reese that tries to take the shot as well, and so far nothing doing.
Well, another big key for the Red Raiders in this ball game is conversion defense. How quickly you get back from the offensive end onto the defensive end, because you've got players in Garrett and also Gilstrap of this Iowa State team that will take that ball from one end to the other.
Boy, and way off that time for Brackens on his first shot.
Well, and look where he shot that ball from. You'd certainly like to see him do that all night long. Don't let him down there in the paint.
A little juggle by Robert. Darko gets him up in the air and has the open look, but can't get it to fall.
No, but you do the good thing, and that's such a trademark of Red Raider basketball, that pump fake. That paid the dividends. DeWaylen got the rebound. You wind up, get the ball into the hands of Singletary. Boy, and you do want to see him get off to a good start.
Such a difficult game against Kansas, and he comes right back, opens things up with a three-pointer to get things started. He is leading the team still 14.5 per game, and it is answered by Gilstrap.
Well, out there shooting his 20th three-pointer of the year, and he was all alone. There's not a Red Raider defender near him. He can knock down shots out there, and particularly if you don't guard him.
Wide open Reese from the wing. And he hits the three. Well, maybe we're going to have the three-point show here, even though Steiger isn't here. We thought it was going to come from him.
Brad Reese isn't the Red Raiders' best three-point shooter, but he's number 2 on the team behind John Robertson, and he's, you know, really got some motivation. Turnover a moment ago, and then hits a three from just in front of the Iowa State bench, and the Red Raiders have doubled up Iowa State here early.
Reese, a 6'6", 189-pounder, junior. The Raiders, though, from the field a little bit cold. If they get outside the arc, they've been hot. Good job, though, with the Red Raiders getting this turnover as well. 3-on-2. But again, Singletary inside was expecting, I think, a little bit more of a bump and didn't get it.
Well, and that's something the Red Raiders did not do well at Kansas, and that was finish on breaks where you have.
Iowa State does so well with their big guys is back off on defense. They don't like to be too aggressive because, A, they want to keep their guys in there. But B, they also want to take it off the boards if you miss. Singletary, I think it's kind of hard to duplicate that in practice, they tell us. So, you know, seeing it for the first time, really, they did back off of him a little bit, and he just didn't have. And remember, there are not a lot of scholarship bodies for this Iowa State team in attendance here tonight. Just 8, and one of those would be coming off suspension earlier than Coach McDermott wanted him to. That would be Chris Colvin, the travel call against the Red Raiders. For those of you that are not familiar, he was suspended after the Duke game. That there was apparently quite a tongue lashing after that game by McDermott with his team, and the freshman walked away and caught himself a suspension. Was supposed to go through February, but they may have to use him tonight as the three-pointer goes down for Brackens.
Well, Brackens comes around a pickup high by Christopherson and also Justin Hamilton, who's 6'11", 260, and you're able to get your big man around them on the outside. He can hit that three-pointer. That's another aspect of Bracken's game. It's not just inside, it's also long range.
Dominique Buckley, who checked in, he hits the three. Nothing but threes so far in this one.
That's the case. It's long ball tonight in Lubbock.
Wow. 9-6 Iowa State, and all of the scoring on three-pointers so far.
Well, Brad Reese tried to go up and under there, Justin Hamilton, and when the shot doesn't go, we talked about the Red Raiders have to get on the boards, and they have not.
Great defense by the Red Raiders. double teaming it there with Darko. Their buckets from beyond the arc.
That's the problem for the Red Raiders. You're only 2 of 10 shooting the basketball. Now Mike Singletary was 0 for 4 at Kansas and did not score in that ball game. Showed some confidence to take that three-pointer early and knock it down, but he needs some help.
Red Raiders doing a nice job though on the boards, just being out rebounded at the moment, 7-5 after that last one pulled down. And again, that's against these towers that are in here, including Justin Hamilton, who's in the middle for Iowa State. And there's Darko off the offensive board.
We've got to keep the ball alive, absolutely. And Darko, it pays dividends.
Our first two-pointer of the night. And it's Brad Reese that knocks that one down. Red Raiders within 1.
Red Raiders want to extend their defense out when Iowa State sets up on the offensive end just to pressure the guards, try and make it more difficult for them to get the ball inside.
Oh, and the block by Reese against Christopherson.
That's a 3-inch advantage in terms of height, but just a mild difference in terms of long arms that Brad Reese has.
Well, I have heard, in fact, the coaches were telling us there's quite a drop-off from the point guard play when Garrett sits, and he is sitting right now, and it is showing as the Red Raiders were able to get the turnover and get it back down. Red Raiders driving now with Robertson, and he's going to draw the foul. And that's going to go against Buckley. Dominique Buckley, the sophomore out of Michigan.
Loss in Iowa last year, and some free throw shooting woes are following both of these teams.
Boy, you just don't expect to see that out of him.
No, I've always said I thought John Robertson has the best free throw shooting form on the Red Raider basketball team, and you certainly count on him to knock him down when he's got the opportunity.
Nice move by Buckley to get open. And again, bodies flying all over the place, and it was good control inside that time by Laron Dendy, who has checked.
Points and 4 rebounds a ball game, and Iowa State doesn't lack for size at all.
Could have gone to a pair of players there for the Red Raiders. It was Robertson that got called for the foul, and Darren Jenkins has checked in for Texas Tech. He's number 20.
You can watch the defense. Brackens is just very reluctant to leave that lane when he's guarding Brad Reese, but just trying not to get on the outside or up top.
Singletary with the pair. Boy, it would be great to see Michael Singletary get real hot here. He's, as you know, struggled so much against Kansas last week. Really was frustrated about it. Wanted to get off to a good start. Has got 5 points to start things out here early.
Well, and Pat Knight says we can't win big games in the Big 12 with Mike Singletary scoring 0 points. He has got to be a part of this team offensively.
Boy, Red Raiders almost come up with it. Brackens couldn't handle a moment ago. Now in the corner, it's Gilstrap, and he hits another 3.
Well, that starts when Brad Reese tried to go after that loose basketball and didn't get it. That turned Garrett loose out front, and when he starts to penetrate, the defense collapse. He kicks it on the outside to Gilstrap, and he's got an open 3.
But it's answered by Darko, at least a pair from the outside. And Jodarovich gets on the board for the first time.
Do like Darko, just a guy that plays very hard when he's on the floor. He winds up in foul trouble on occasion, but you can always count on Darko to be playing hard.
Boy, fighting for the rebound inside for the Cyclones is Dendy. He is a guy that does get up very quickly. He's 7.9 rebounds.